Welcome to Home Cooking with Holly. Who doesn't love a delicious, slow roasted pork shoulder? You can also turn it into pulled pork if you'd like. I'm going to show you a quick, easy way that you can make this for your family. I've got about a 4.5 pound pork shoulder roast. And I'm going to salt and pepper this roast all over. You can be generous here. There's a bit of a fat cap on this one, but that is good. We don't want to cut that off of the roast. And I'm going to add paprika all over my roast. It's going to bring out a bunch of flavor. And again, I'm being generous here. I want to give it a lot of seasoning, a lot of flavor. Now you could tie this rope up with kitchen twine to help it cook more evenly. This one's not too bad shape-wise, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I'm going to give my hands a quick wash. And I've preheated my oven to 300 degrees. This is the type of roast that I like to cook low and slow. It makes the meat tender and juicy, and it's so worth it. You could even use this for pulled pork if you wanted to do that after it's done cooking. Now I'm going to insert my meat thermometer in here. Now pork, to be safe, needs to be at least 145, but this is something we're going to cook low and slow, and there's really no harm if your pork gets up to 160, or even a little higher if you like it more well done. So I'm going to aim for 160 here. And I'm going to cook it for 3 hours, just like this. And here it is after 3 hours. It's almost cooked through. We're starting to get some pan drippings in the bottom. I'm going to add just a little bit of water to the bottom just to help those pan drippings accumulate. This is the time you could take the rack out momentarily and add vegetables at the bottom, and they would soak in those juices and just kind of caramelize and get so much flavor in them. I'm not going to do that because I'm actually going to make my husband's favorite feta cheese potatoes, which I'll link the video in the description for that. And I'm going to make those on the side instead. And the roast is going back in the oven for another hour to 2 hours. And now it's done. All right, I'm going to tent it with some foil and let it rest for at least 15 minutes. 30 is better. It just helps the juices to stay in the roast so that they don't spill out everywhere when you slice into it. It makes the meat juicier. And I've put the pan drippings into a saucepan, and I'm going to add some flour, just probably a couple tablespoons. I can always add more later if I feel like I need it. And I'm just going to whisk those up really well. And I'm over medium-high heat right now. I want this to start to bubble, and we're going to have it simmer until it thickens, and I'll be adding some broth to it. You can also add more salt and pepper to your gravy if you'd like. I usually do that at the end. You just kind of give it a taste and see if you need it. So I'm going to let this boil a little and then reduce it to a simmer. And I'm going to make sure I stir it just every once in a while. We want to cook that flour out. And now I'm going to add in about a cup of chicken broth, maybe a cup and a half. And I am using chicken broth with the pork. And I use the bouillon cubes, so I'm just adding the water and then the bouillon separately. Well, these aren't the cubes, this is the bouillon granules, but I have used the cubes as well. And then I'm just going to mix this up really well. And I'm going to watch for it to start really bubbling. I think I'm going to add a little more flour. I just want to make sure this thickens up enough. So I would say like a couple more teaspoons. And if you want to make a large amount of gravy, I don't tend to like leftovers with gravy, so I'm not doing that. But if you want a large amount, you could double this. It would be just fine. You can see it's starting to bubble up here. I'm going to keep whisking it just every probably 45 seconds to a minute. I don't want anything to stick, and I want it to be well combined, and I want that flour all cooked out. We don't want to taste raw flour, and I certainly don't want any clumps of flour in there. It's bubbling pretty well now, so I'm going to have it simmer just until it thickens to the consistency that I like. And this is personal choice, so some people like their gravy a little on the thinner side, some like it really thick. Whichever way you prefer, that's the perfect way. I like mine kind of in between. Okay, it's looking really good now. You can see it's thickening up and it's almost done. In fact, I think it is done. Yeah. This is about where I like to have it. And I have our roast on a large plate. I'm just going to cut some of this up so you can see inside of it. This roast does have a small bone in it, but the bone can actually help to give it more flavor when it's cooking. The same is true for chicken and beef as well. That fat will melt as you're cooking it, and it just adds great flavor. So let me just cut the end chunk off here. And that's what it looks like inside. Nice and juicy. It's going to be great with the gravy. Now at this point I could have made pulled pork, and you could certainly do pulled pork sandwiches, barbecued pork, whatever you like. But I'm just going to serve this sliced up like a typical roast. And that's what it looks like with the gravy. So delicious. Now there are other coatings you could add. You could do more of a spice rub. You could do a caramelizing coating using brown sugar in your seasonings with some olive oil. There are a lot of ways. I just wanted to do a simple basic one just to show you how easy it is to get wonderful flavor out of a roast. And here are those wonderful potatoes. Again, I will make sure to link the video where I made the feta cheese potatoes in the description below. My husband and my oldest son absolutely love these. We all love them, but they ask for them constantly. That's how easy it is. I hope you'll give it a try. Please like and subscribe to follow me for more recipes and cooking tips.